Hello, I am back, and welcome to the Lose 20 Pounds in 30 Days Weight Loss channel. I'm nutritionist Rob, and this is the first part of a series that we called It's Not Your Fault, You Are Overweight. It's going to be a really fun series that we're doing. Remember, everyone, I always tell you when I start out, this is the best time to lose weight. Remember, it's designed to help you with your confidence. You want to build confidence in yourself that you can finally get this weight off. This is perfect for you. You follow it and you lose it. All right? All right, let's get started. Let's lose some weight. All right, I recommend that you watch the first 4 intro videos to give you a kind of foundation of what we're going to be talking about. But, you know, most of the videos will be going over everything, and we have a foundation what we're talking about here. Except intro 4, the last part, before we got into this series, we talked about the 8 ways the food industry looks at us. Meaning we're really going to get into the minds of the food industry, how they look at us, how they view us. We're not like them. They don't think like us. Most of you are empathetic, sympathetic, nice people, affectionate people, care about your family, care about your kids. They don't think like we do. They don't care. And the dysfunction we have towards them is very, very scary. Because when we walk into the supermarkets, we think that these people care about us. We think that the foods in the supermarkets are safe. Well, they must be there. They're safe to eat. They're not going to kill me. Okay. Now, the next thing we always talk about which is the hardest part, is they don't like us. And you can't understand how people cannot like you. They don't. That's the problem we're having. And we actually defend them. I said, these junk food companies don't give a darn about you. These people are evil. And I'm going to show you in a video coming up on how they look at us. So I have to show you exactly what's going on. Because they actually are trying to sabotage our health. Because there's just no way someone would do that on purpose. Well, they show you movies of people going to hospitals, sabotaging and putting poisons in things. That's what they do. They do this. They think, or we think, that their foods are just as important or even more important from the foods from God's table. I mean, we go to the produce section, but we can't wait to get into the other part of to get to the meat section and get inside that store and start getting all their junk. That's a dysfunctional relationship. Because if you know that the food's not healthy for you, why would you pick it up? Because it's a dysfunctional relationship. So as far as weight is concerned, they want us to believe that their foods are the main cause of being overweight. They say, well, I didn't do it. That's their choice. But collectively, the foods do make you overweight. It has nothing to do with calories that they push on us. These numbers. This has this many calories, this one. No, it's the chemicals that they're putting in the foods that has caused you to gain weight. All right. Let's talk about the first reason why it's not your fault that you're overweight. But I'm pointing it out to you. So now I'm pointing it out to you. Hopefully now you can say it is my fault now. Number 1, they lack emotional empathy. They lack emotional empathy. What does that mean? Well, the word empathy means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. It's the ability to understand, you, me, to understand and share our feelings of another person. We feel what they feel. You do that with your children. You do that with your friends. You go visit them in the hospital, whatever. You feel for them if something happens to them or in their lives. They don't do that. They don't have feelings for you. For a healthy person, empathy is normal. They're not bothered with that emotion. They put within there, they don't care what happens with you. If you get sick, that's your problem. They choose not to exercise the emotion of empathy. They obviously know it's there, but they don't do that. They have no sadness whatsoever of what they're doing to the foods. That's crazy, isn't it? And they study our feelings and emotions. And they actually want to destroy us. They want us hooked on their foods. Our feelings are not considered. They don't consider your feelings. So if these people don't like you, stop buying their products. I know they taste good. They don't like us. It doesn't matter to them if they harm the public. This is chilling. They hurt a lot of people, man. They don't care about your kids. It's all about them. You're not in the equation. They do whatever they want. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a short video. I like showing videos to give you some proof of what's going on. A little production. I'm going to talk to you about hot dogs. How they're made. We love hot dogs. I've eaten a lot of hot dogs in my life. I probably haven't had a hot dog in 20 years, but I've had a lot of hot dogs when I was a kid. Love hot dogs. All I liked was mustard on them. I didn't like ketchup, just mustard. And I want you to pay attention to a couple things that's going on in this video. The guy's great. He actually uses a little humor. It's been circulating a while. They're going to show you that they're going to put newspaper in it. That's number one. They're going to show you two things. They're going to say, they're going to put like a salt in it and it's going to give it a little kick. Well, that kick is a problem. We'll talk about that. And you're going to see a bag that says food starch modified. That's an important part. That's part of the sickness that goes on with these people. So let's check this video out. I'll be right back.
We went inside a working hot dog factory to show you the truth. What really goes in and what makes them taste so delicious. Wieners. Some people call this food. They take pork, beef, chicken, natural fibers, which fills the stomach without adding calories, puree from Japanese caught fish, too small to legally harvest. Add mammal giblets, in this case lungs, hearts, and intestines, though insiders say it's mostly unrinsed rectums. These 70 pounds of hog cellulite will make for a nice drip on your barbecue this summer. Using a pitchfork to avoid skin contact, remainders are left to stew at room temperature for 3 days. The bone auger extrudes a colorless, flavorless congeal of assorted meat, filler, and live cultures. This preserves the flavor when it's in transit in unrefrigerated trucks. Charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter are added to give it an extra kick. The tears of orphans lend bitter notes science cannot yet replicate. 800 pounds of snouts and sphincter add to the flavor while ensuring the lowest possible price to consumers. More filler and additives thicken the amalgam, making it even more profitable still. Melamine and clay are used to increase weight and protein while reducing costs. Rendered carcasses of unclean animals, goats, rabbit, pig, and crawdads, are brought to a heavy boil over a period of several minutes. A laborer shovels out bits before passing on the broth to be used later in a flavor soak. The products are sprayed in a bath of hydrogen peroxide. Surprisingly, there is no chemical reaction. Here, blood plasma is added from livestock and other natural sources. It bathes in a pink froth of meaty brine as it enriches with nutrients. What looks like urea over cellulite may be an omen of things to come. The out-turder spills an organic slurry onto the shark belt. Excrement is sprayed over frank rollers. Gotta admit, the texture looks pretty appetizing. Workers pack barrier tubes ready for injections of steaming hot salty beef loads. An all-natural substance makes perfect tubes in which to safely blast the hot beef. They are careful to make sure no infections occur, as that's the whole point of these sorts of hot-tube casings. They draw them out of the froth, oh so slowly, making sure not to drip. This worker handles wieners by hand job as they fly at her face. Watch the shaking vibrations as she earns money to put diapers on her grandkids. The lengths of dogs are then fed in the machine, which keeps them at room temperature for 3 days. They're bathed in a water brine of salt, then sodium chloride, alkali, natrium perchlorate, and NaCl, finishing off with a mist of porcine perennium cholesterol for flavor. This man is cursed to release a cloud of toxic chemicals every hour for life. Hot dogs are not fit for vegans, vegetarians, kosher or halal diets, or omnivores. Everyone else should be just fine. This conveyor, known as the Sausage Fest, can handle more wieners per hour, some say, than 2 Madre. Here, the Wiener Grabber 3000 snatches up sausages and jams them into a waiting canal, also similar to the process used by 2 Madre. The prophylactics are dick stripped, leaving them bareback and ready for the mouths of hungry consumers. A wiener chucker looks for burnt or discolored units to package as premium grade. This factory makes 300,000 hot dogs an hour, enough to sicken the whole U.S. population every 42 days, assuming no one has seconds. But when they taste this good, why wouldn't you go back for more? And that is how hot dogs are made.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat that.
I am back. That was absolutely frightening. What was going on with that hot dog? Those hot dogs. Frightening. Well, the fact that they said, and you know, the thing I didn't realize how many different meats they put in there. They said pork and beef and chicken, pureed fish, mammal giblets. That was amazing, which are the lungs, the hearts, anything that they can find, they put in there in these hot dogs. But the crazy thing is, they said after they did this, they said it was colorless and flavorless. So they've got to start adding some flavors. And that's the kicker. So you'll see on a lot of products, you'll see natural flavor. So on all your products, 90% of the products in stores says natural flavor. What is natural flavor? All the products have natural flavor. Well, they label these natural flavors as that little kick he was talking about in the food starch modified bag that they poured in. So when you take when a food manufacturer takes that material and puts it in there, they don't care about you. How could they do something like this? It doesn't even make sense. I went to a health fair at a church about 3-4 years ago. And they were serving at a health fair hot dogs to the children. And the pastor said she was vegan. And we're serving these kids hot dogs. That is absolute. Is that dysfunction? That's our relationship that we have. So when you walk into a supermarket, your attitude is like, these people don't care. They don't care about my family. I'm not going to buy their products. We're going to find alternatives to what we can do. Because there are some good products, but you got to find them. So if you want to lose the weight, you have to separate yourselves. This is the biggest problem that I've seen over the years. This relationship, and we don't want to sever. As my friend says, we cut the umbilical cord from mommy and daddy. Walk away. I'm not buying it. Once you put your hand on it, why would you put your hand on it? You're reaching over and getting your hand. Now all these emotions come out. What's going on? You're going to buy it anyway. I see people contemplating what type of soda to get. And that's that dysfunction. Before we go, now on our next video, we're going to get into the second one. How it's not your fault because these people lack empathy. So you have to understand that. They're also pathological liars. In the next film, I'm going to talk about how they're pathological liars. So now remember that this lack of empathy and like they don't care about your feelings. They only provide illusions. They're just illusions. So anyway, that's all I got today. Download the program. Download the program. It's going to help you with your confidence. Very much. It's so easy. So anyway, I will talk to you soon. Next week, we'll do another video. We'll do part 2. And in between, we might pop some videos in there. In between, you may not expect. So everybody, subscribe. Enjoy your blessings. I'm out.